Plaintiff Miguel Cuesta says when he was 11 months old, his family brought him to the United States from Cuba, and after 9/11, he became a federal officer. Miguel was friends with the defendant, but he claims he was arrested for suspected drug trafficking. Miguel's suing because he paid the defendant to file his taxes, but he never did. Defendant Larry Triplett was friends with Miguel, and he cannot believe Miguel is suing him over $400, especially considering that he helped Miguel and his family after Miguel's daughter got caught stealing $100,000 worth of pain pills from her job.
Start with you.
Yes, hi, Your Honor. I am a retired federal officer, 62 years old. I was born in Cuba, came to the United States when I was 11 months old.
11 months?
Yes, sir, and way before Castro. And I'm real grateful to the United States because it's allowed me to be a free man, which I wouldn't have in my country. Get a good college education. At the same time, if I wanted to be as rich as Donald Trump, I think I could have achieved that. And so I was told, my parents and even my wife, that I owed America a debt of gratitude. Well, here 9/11 came by. Your Honor, I was 50 years old when I applied to become a federal officer. I said, I'm going to pay my debt back to America. And so I'm real proud to be a good citizen in America.
Thank you. Just curious, you were talking about college here. In Cuba, do they provide free college?
Your Honor, I believe they do. They provide a lot under social.
Do you have to pay here, though?
Yes. Yeah, I paid student loan.
Do they provide free
medical in Cuba is provided for free also.
Free? You got to pay here?
Right.
Okay. You want to give me some background?
Yes, sir. Larry Triplett. Actually from Minnesota, Minneapolis. Reside now in Alabama. Also a graduate of the University of Minnesota. Undergraduate in accounting, MBA in finance, a couple of the CPA.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant, sir. I'm a judge.
You gentlemen are speaking very respectfully, and I appreciate that. For the viewers who watch and wonder why I throw folks out so quickly, it's because they talk to a judge with disrespect, and they know if they go to court anywhere in the world, you can't talk to a judge with contempt or disrespect. That's the first thing that will get your case thrown out or will get you thrown in jail for contempt. Joe Brown went to jail for 5 days for contempt to the Tennessee judge, because the Tennessee judge said the way you're talking to me is disrespectful. Say one more thing. He said it 1 day. Say another thing. He said it 2 days. Say another thing 3 days. What else? 4 days. What else? 5 days. Bailiff, carry him out. I like Joe Brown. That's my man, but I'm just giving you an example of how tough judges are when they feel they're being disrespected or talked to with contempt. All right, so I appreciate the way you addressed me today.
Yes, sir.
And your profession is accountant. You seem pretty successful. At least your suit and tie gives that impression.
I have been blessed. I have been blessed, Your Honor.
All right, good, good. Where do you know the gentleman from?
Actually, I know him through his brother. We both, his brother used to live in Alabama, Mobile. I was just accountant for a long time. And then I met Miguel. We all become friends, very close friends. I've known Miguel 16 years. Helped him through a lot of different issues. One related to his daughter. His daughter had some issue working in a pharmacy related to drug medicine, where she got caught up within, my understanding, about $100,000 of meds, where they came to me.
Clarify that. I didn't catch that part.
His daughter worked in a pharmacy at one point, whereas they had to pay. She got caught up in some med problems.
What do you mean by that? That's what I'm trying to
She had some drugs. She was taking drugs. She was on drugs.
They alleged she was doing something illegal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
And it wound up had to pay $100,000. So they came to me with the issue, and they wanted to know how to get money out of their 401k plan. And I explained to them how to get the money out of the 401k plan and only pay $2,000 on it. Normally it's a 20%,
right.
10 going in, 10 come out, but I showed them how to only pay $2,000 on it. I helped them resolve that, and where they can prevent their daughter from going to jail. I did that for my friend of 16 years that I cared a lot for, and I was kind of baffled to know that I'm being sued for $400. And if I'd have known this, I wasn't aware. until I received the paperwork. As the gentleman came to my house to deliver me the paper, I tried to reach out many times until I started receiving paper. I had been sending texts to Miguel, asking him that, telling him that I'm sorry that I allowed an assistant in my office to prepare, and you know.
Let us get an understanding of what the case is, the $400 is about. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. It is about $400 that Mr. Triplett charges to prepare our taxes. So that's why I'm here today. Not only that, but I do feel like I want to get a pound of flesh out of this thing because of his lies and not the ability to be honest and truthful as a friend. And yes, my daughter did have some problems. She's 11 years clean now, which is awesome. She actually found her dream job. She works in a drug rehab center. She's the director of admissions.
Good.
And so she's done well. You know, we all make mistakes, and we all get another chance in life, and she got hers. Yeah. And yes, I've known Larry through my brother, my twin brother. Of course, I'm the better looking of the two.
Go ahead.
I'd say probably in the last 2 years, something didn't quite add up. What I mean by that, sir, is, Your Honor, as a federal officer, I was always trained in spotting deception and things that didn't quite pass the smell test, so to speak. We had times where we couldn't find Larry because his cell phone was disconnected. Not sure what was going on with that. His place of business was shut down, couldn't find Larry. Had to really struggle to find Larry to, you know, get him to help us with taxes or any other issue that might have come up. My wife's a financial analyst, and she goes and checks the returns and makes sure the math is right, any omissions. And we were finding little errors back and forth. And
couple I's not dotted, T's not crossed?
Sort of, omissions, mistakes, and we'd have to go back to Larry and chase it. It'd be difficult because it's hard to get a hold of someone, in my opinion, that didn't want to be found.
Larry's shopping.
Yeah.
Larry's at Saks and Nordstrom's, getting him some new suits and ties. Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, in the last time I spoke to Larry, spoke to him at his home, and he told me that he had had a real big problem where he told me he traveled between Mobile, Alabama and Atlanta quite often. On that corridor of I-65 between Mobile and Atlanta, it's heavily patrolled. Police take down a lot of tags, they make a lot of arrests, a lot of things going on with the illegals and all sorts of issues. Well, he told me he got pulled over and questioned and arrested as a potential drug dealer. Now, I don't know if that's a fact, where that ended up with Larry, but that didn't really resonate real well with me, having the kind of background I have.
Yeah, and you threw me off with the illegals.
Illegal aliens, I'm sorry. Smuggling, those kinds of things on that corridor on the interstate.
When did they find aliens?
Illegal aliens, they'll find smugglers going on that corridor of I-65.
From what planet?
Your Honor, undocumented aliens.
Undocumented. Oh, undocumented immigrants.
Right, I am sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you should know of all people.
Yes, you're right.
So, you know, let's be considerate of the new undocumented immigrants. Right. We're all immigrants, quite frankly.
You're right.
Other than Native Americans.
That's true.
Go ahead.
That's true. Well, he told me that, and I got a really bad feeling.
Immigrants. Forced. Had to work for free. I always got to deviate to teach a lesson. Right. They had a book recently that McGraw-Hill published. And it was the history book used in a school district in Texas. And it described slavery as people from Africa immigrated to the U.S. for work.
Oh, so it's voluntary.
That's the essence. It didn't say they were removed from Africa and came here as slaves. It said they immigrated to the U.S. for work.
That's crazy.
Well, see, a case like this allows me to give lessons. This little $400 with a rich man here and a rich man there. Go ahead. Come on, rich man. Tell me what happened with this $400.
Your Honor, in March, my wife prepared all the documents for Larry like she normally does, and he can tell you she does a very excellent job in getting it all ready for him. And we also paid him a $400 fee and waited for Larry to contact us like he normally would. Well, shortly after he contacted us, said the Taxes are ready. Nancy went by, that's my wife, she picked up the taxes, and of course we noticed a few errors again and omissions and things, and actually needed an extra document that he didn't return at the time, which was a mortgage document. Well, we waited patiently for our refund to come in, so we received a partial federal refund and nothing on the state. It was really hard contacting Larry. We'd call, and if we could speak to him, well, I'm busy, I'll have to call you back. And he wouldn't keep his word, and it was really annoying because that's not how you treat a good friend, and we have been friends over years.
Did you call Saks? Did you call Nordstrom? They can tell you what Larry was. They spoke to him, I promise you. Go ahead.
Didn't either one, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
And so he explained to us that there had been some kind of a glitch in software and that he would have to file an amended on the federal. And we asked him, Larry, has the state been filed? He swore up and down it had. So again, I had my sneaky suspicion that something wasn't right. I called Montgomery up in the state capitol, and we found that there was no taxes ever submitted on our behalf from Mr. Triplett. So I said to my wife, don't take my word for it, you called to and verify that. So she did. She wrote a letter, certified, and we sent our portion of the paperwork to Montgomery. And guess what happened? We got a refund.
All right, why didn't you at least ask him for your money back?
Well, at that point, I hadn't decided that that's what I wanted to do.
All right, let's hear from you.
When I spoke with Miguel, I indicated to Miguel that I did not prepare his taxes. Wanted my assistant in the office prepared his taxes. And I said to him also that I would get it looked at. I'll find out what's going on, that I have been traveling quite a bit. I have a bunch of clients, Mississippi, Georgia.
How many staff members do you have?
6. And I got back in town and I looked at it and I got back with the person who did. I said, correct. I said, first of all, this is my good friend taxes. I said, he's been my friend for 16 years. This is the first time I've ever let someone prepare his taxes. Normally, I would take care of it, but since I've been extremely overwhelmed, I decided to get someone else to do it.
All right, so once you determine what occurred, did you try and give him his money back? Why are we here today?
Well, actually, I did. I actually called several times to speak to him, never got him. I left him voice message, and I did text him.
Let's see. So, you said you hadn't heard from him.
Your Honor, he called one time, and that was after I filed.
Did he text you?
No, sir, he did not. I've texted him more than he's ever texted me.
October 1st.
No, sir. I had heard...
It says here, he's giving me a text that says, sure. Well, let me ask first, is this your number? 4080?
That's correct, Your Honor.
He has evidence that he sent a text on October 1st. I will be happy to get your money back to you. I'm sorry I made a serious mistake trusting someone else. Then he also says, Miguel, I'm sorry I let someone else do your taxes. I lost a good friend. All those years I take care of your taxes, no problem. I'm asking for your forgiveness. I will give your money back for that mistake. Another one. Can we meet on Friday to give your money back? You didn't get any of these texts.
Your Honor, if I got them, I ignored them simply because once I filed my case...
That's the problem.
Right.
You shouldn't have ignored him, and he apologized several times. $400 is your judgment. He agrees he owes. He tried to pay you before, and you wouldn't even read your text to determine that he's trying to give it to you. Good luck to both of you gentlemen.
Thank you.
Glad to have you as litigants. A little boring, but you're good examples.